So a tough break for the Indians on that first goal as Holmes is able to take advantage of the missed call. Now Chase Huddleston with it. Sends it out wide. Here come the Indians. They trail 1-0. Garcia with it now. Sends it back inside to Heredia. Heredia sends it out wide. That's going to be Perez. Perez back to Heredia. Inside they go to Huddleston now. Huddleston looking to go to work. Out on the wing they go. That's going to be Resendez. Resendez sends it back across the middle to Heredia. Loose ball, and Holmes is able to win that battle. Now here come the Bulldogs trying to get things going on the attack here. Heredia, man, in his hip pocket. And it's going to be sent ahead, and nicely done that time by Joe Rainey, who's getting the start this afternoon. Ahead they go with it. And that time Perez just steps in front of the player for Holmes as they're just trying to play that one over the top. And Perez just got in front of him and put on the brakes and didn't let him break free. Huddleston with it now. Swings it up. Oh, nicely done that time by Holmes to take away that one. Would have been a beautiful feed to Heredia, and then there's going to be a foul whistled on the Bulldogs. 39-24 to go here in the first half. ICC trailing 1-0 here to the Bulldogs. If you're just now joining us, the Lady Indians fell in their match to the number 16 team in the country, 4-0. ICC will have one more doubleheader left in the regular season. Good ball, but nicely broken up that time by Holmes. But yeah, ICC will have one more match left in the regular season. It'll be a sophomore day doubleheader as the Lady Indians will host Southwest Tennessee. That'll be at 1 o'clock. And your Indians that you're watching here will host Andrew College at around 3 o'clock. If you can't make it out to the pitch, we do invite you to watch here on Let's Go ICC TV. That one broken up and sent out of bounds, so basically a do-over here on this corner opportunity is Logan Little to send it in here for the Indians. So Little getting set to step into this one, sends it. And oh, a good opportunity there, but the keeper from Holmes comes up and makes a play. And he appears to still be down on the pitch. No, actually he's up now, but holding his shoulder on that play. And the Indians with it now. This is going to be number 11, Bogle. Drops it out wide to Heredia. Heredia trying to get something set up here. Indians trail this one 1-0, and it's going to be kicked in out of bounds. Last touch by Holmes as the player is down on the pitch. Let's see if he's able to get up or if the referee will want a stoppage of play here. And looks like it may have just been a deflection off the midsection, if you will, of the Holmes player. That's why they make proper equipment to guard that area. And so the Indians, with the corner opportunity, they just touch it into Garcia. Garcia is going to send this one back. That's Rainey with it. And Holmes, wow, just takes that one away. So now here come the Bulldogs. Trying to go on the attack and getting a little physical out there as the Holmes player and the ICC player, Perez, gets tangled up, and small exchange, but both the guys kind of go their separate ways. 1-0 is your score. Holmes scored with 42 minutes and 35 seconds left in the first half after a missed offsides penalty. They were able to take advantage of that, and that's the lead. Hey, that's what you got to do. Take advantage of the opportunities that are given to you, and the Bulldogs have done so. They lead 1-0 here over the Indians. There's 36:41 to go here in the first half. Ahead they go. Here comes an opportunity for the Indians. This is Logan Little. Leaves it back to Garcia. Garcia sizes it up, but too wide. The Holmes keeper wanted all sides, but no, there was nowhere near all sides that time for the Indians. So the Indians have had a couple of opportunities here early. Just couldn't be able to cash in on them. 1-0 the lead. 36-10 and counting here until halftime. We do invite you to stay tuned. At halftime, we'll have the Little Caesars halftime show featuring the ICC All-American Band performance from earlier this football season. As this ball sent down the pitch, still loose, and Holmes wins it. And they're just going to send that one out of bounds, and it'll be a toss in here for ICC. 35-45. ICC trailing 1-0. This is Perez getting set to toss this one in, does so. And it's going to be Huddleston at midfield. Now gives it back to Perez. A little give and go action that time, and the Indians with it now. Luan looking to go to work. Tough defense out of the Bulldogs. Now the Indians are going to switch side of the pitch. This is Rainey with it on the far side. Joe Rainey, he is a freshman defender out of New Albany. And the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Holmes' ball. I'm going to try to chase it now. Nope, can't get to it before it gets to the bridge. Does it go underneath the bridge? I believe it did. So the ball goes underneath the bridge, and the Bulldogs will chase down one of the balls down behind the netting. The official's going to let the clock continue to run. 1-0 is your score. It'll be a toss in here. And the Indians take that one away. Then Holmes gets it back, though. Try to squeeze it up the pitch. Chase Huddleston takes it away, but then there's the Bulldogs to muscle it away from Chase Huddleston. Now here come the Bulldogs trying to get on the attack here offensively. Indians hustle back nicely that time to force them to reset their offense. 1-0 your score, 34-15 to play here in the first half. Rainey takes that one away. Indians starting to get back some of those players that were injured throughout the regular season. One of those that Coach Sullivan hoping that the Indians can kind of figure out a way to get healthy at the right time of the year and maybe see if they can make a good run at a postseason play. Of course, we talked about it. The Indians win today. They can finish tied for the North Division Championship, and the way Sully and I have kind of figured out all the scenarios and the tiebreaker opportunities, or I should say Sully figured it out rather than I figured it out. I kind of just chimed in a little bit there as Sully's figured it out. I think the Indians will probably end up being the number 3 seed due to tiebreakers, pending what the rest of the action does this afternoon. Over the top, they try to go with it, and Brandon White's just going to come up and scoop that one up without any issues on that one. So the Holmes offense looks pretty simple. Just trying to go over the top to Barcinas. As they just try to lob it over the top, see if he can use his speed and the official to not call offsides like he did on the first one to be able to get a goal. 1-0 is your score. Indians trying to find the equalizer in this one, and it's taken away by the Bulldogs. Poor touch that time by the Indians. Sent back now, and Holmes will reset it to the keeper. So the Bulldogs now looking to go to work. Send it down the pitch, and it's going to be controlled by the Indians. As that's Kobe Bogle. Sends it back across the middle, now controlled by the Bulldogs. They're just going to reset it through the keeper yet again. Just try to reset here, and you see Garcia coming up and trying to force the issue a little bit. Huddleston, taller than the defender, able to go up and get a header on that one, but Holmes controls. Bulldogs with it now. There's 32-15 to go here in the first half. Loose ball, and that's going to be a foul, I believe. Called here, maybe a high kick. Yes, high kick called against Holmes. So free kick coming up here for the Indians. They trail 1-0, 31-50 to play here in the contest. Kick is short and easily controlled that time by Holmes. Now Huddleston pops this one up. Resendez trying to let it settle. And Garcia come up and look like both guys were kind of, oh my goodness. So they call a foul on ICC, said that Garcia kind of cleared out with the forearm that time. Tough break there yet again for the Indians. Breeze picking up here in Fulton, but a beautiful day for soccer out here at the ICC Soccer Complex, located right across from Roy Crescent Field near the Davis Event Center, kind of in the athletic complex, or the athletic corner of campus. Now here come the Indians. Bataschetti trying to go to work and had that one taken away. Indians trying to turn up the pressure. Holmes handles it without an issue. And that's out of bounds. Got to be out of bounds. And the referee Slow on the trigger, but the right call. This guy down here on the sidelines to my right, he's struggling. He was the center referee in the women's match, and here come the Indians. That one poked out nicely by Holmes. They're going to try to clear it out, and it's going to be out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick as that one comes off the leg of Garcia. So Holmes with the lead. The ball goes way behind the netting back there. This actually kind of works in the favor of the Bulldogs here. They're able to take their time and allow some of the clock to get ate up here with this 1-0 lead. Now inside 30 minutes left in the first half of play. Adam Gore on the play-by-play. Raphael Henry running the camera up top. You got Lee Adams on the sideline updating Twitter. You can follow us on Twitter at Let's Go ICC. He's also taking photos for ICCimages.com. You can order those digital downloads for $1. First year we're doing that, or you can order printouts as well. Rock bottom prices there at ICCimages.com. Not only do we have athletic events, but we have all special events from years past and this season as well at ICCimages.com. That ball is out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bulldogs. 29, coming up on 29-15 to go here in the first half. So Holmes with it, trying to work it out wide now. And the ball taken away that time by Perez. Heredia with it now, swings it up to Chase Huddleston. Huddleston surveying the defense, now sends it down the pitch, and not really anybody breaking loose for that one for the Indians, so good idea, just in theory, just poorly executed that time by the Indians. So Holmes with it now. They've pretty much controlled time of possession so far in the first half. That ball broken up and eventually broken up again by Luis Garcia. Just nobody there for the Indians to help him out. So Holmes with it now. Looking to go to work, sends it down the sideline, and here come the Bulldogs on the attack. This is number 7, Sanchez with it. Drops it back in the middle to Melman. And then Melman loses it, and now here come the Indians, and they once again try to send it ahead. And the Indians look like they've almost just hit the panic button right now, just trying to get the ball cleared out, and credit a very tenacious, very tough defense of the Bulldogs. And the Indians all out of sorts here early on. And the ball taken away that time. That's going to be Ryan Parker, and Parker is hit and flipped. Not what you like to see with Parker, who is coming fresh off an injury. He's been in a boot for about 2 or 3 weeks, and he got cut a flip in the air that time, and a foul whistled on the Bulldogs. 27-30 to go here until halftime. ICC trailing the Bulldogs 1-0. And this shot is actually on goal that time, and it looks like Ryan Parker is slow to get up. Didn't see what happened on that, as Parker was holding his chin. And apparently the referee didn't see it either, as the referee did not see that, and Parker was down before the play was even started. As I said, holding his chin that time, so a break there for the Bulldogs again. Balichetti gets it now, works it off to Heredia. Heredia off to Huddleston. Huddleston trying to go to work, and the same thing Garcia was called for earlier, not called on the Bulldogs that time as they were able to get possession. But now here come the Indians getting it back. Balichetti looking to go to work. Sees a double team down the side, and he's got to be careful, and the Bulldogs take it away. Good job by the Bulldogs. Playing some tough defense, making the Indians work for everything they've gotten, and the Indians haven't had very much so far here in the first half. Parker comes up and challenges. Holmes keeps possession. And now they're looking to go on the attack now on the positive side of midfield. Now here come the Bulldogs. They're going to back it back out and reset now. Garcia comes up and challenges, but the Bulldogs recognize it in a hurry. Poor touch, but nobody there for the Indians to take it away. And now here come the Bulldogs on the far side of the pitch. Looking to go out on the wide side of the wing. Nice crossover. Now looking to go inside. A little one-on-one action, but the Indians take that one away, and that's going to be a foul on number 10, and the Indians put it back in play in a hurry here. This is going to be Logan Little. Little, a second-generation Indians, tries to send it across, and nicely read that time by the Bulldogs, taken away. 1-0 Bulldogs with the lead. There's 25-26 to play here until halftime. The Indians just have not been able to get anything going here early against a very tough, very tenacious defense. And there's another foul called against the Bulldogs. If you're just now joining us, the Lady Indians dropped a 4-0 decision to the number 16 team in the country. And Garcia is down on the pitch. And the referee says play on as Garcia is able to get up now. I think some of the other Indians kind of stopped on the play thinking that the referee was going to stop it. But instead he said play on, and the Indians couldn't take advantage. Now here come the Bulldogs. An opportunity here on the other end. They have numbers and a man wide, but good hustle that time by Kobe Bogle to break that one up and allow the defense to reset. Bulldogs with it, looking to go inside. Bogle breaking it up yet again. Now they're going to reset it out wide on the wing. And the Indians with it now. Good job defensively by the Indians making the stop there. Now they're going to try to go over the top. That's Resendez who gets it off the feed. Resendez looking to go to work, and that kid's got a handful of jersey and then some there. Tough break there from the Indians as they're going to stop play on that one. How do you not put a card when the kid just blatantly reaches out and grabs the jersey to stop the breakaway that time by Resendez? So a free kick coming up here for the Indians. This is coming off the foot of Balachete. Now he goes out wide. This is Perez. Caesar tried to send it across the middle. Poor touch that time and easily taken away by the Bulldogs. Now here comes Holmes trying to get on the attack. Sends it out wide. And a one-on-one opportunity here. Parker just going to slide, tackle that one out of bounds. Good job that time by Parker. Didn't have the numbers, didn't have the opportunity, and just kicked that one out of bounds to save possession and send it, or excuse me, it's not save possession, but I should say to allow his defense to reset. Substitutions coming into the match here. It looks like number 15 for the Indians. That's going to be Brandon Kane. Number 3, Ryan Morgan. And I'll try to get the other guy to you. But either way it goes, the Indians with it now. They leave it up the pitch. This is going to be Brandon Kane, the fresh legs into the contest, speeding down the pitch, trying to work one-on-one, sends it across the middle. Nobody there but maroon shirts. Good idea, but nobody going with him on the play that time. And Holmes, once again, comes away with the stop. 1-0 is your score. 22-22 to go here until halftime. Try to feed it inside to Kane. Kane just couldn't quite get the handle on it. And they clear it out, but the Indians leave it. And another poor touch, and Holmes just right spot at the right time. Comes away with that one and clears it out. And that's going to be Perez coming up and sacrificing his body to get the ball back for the Indians. Leaves it out wide. That's going to be number 12 with it. I believe that's Herrera. And there's going to be a foul on the Bulldogs. Well, Bulldogs have been aggressive and physical in this contest. And so far it's worked out for them. That's been the measure of this 1-0 lead after a questionable goal on a what should have been called offsides on the Bulldogs. Was not called, as the referee just couldn't keep up with the action as he was trying to get down the pitch, as that one's going to go out of bounds, and it should be a corner opportunity coming up here for the Indians. Or maybe they're going to say it was out of bounds. Yes, it's going to be a corner opportunity coming up here on the Indians. I thought there for a second they might have said it's out of bounds on the Indians, as this will be Resendez to send in this corner opportunity with 21:18 to go here. Resendez steps into it, sends it deep. Header is up and good. Beautiful set piece that time, as that was number 15, Brendan Kane, with the goal, and it ties it up 1-1. Beautiful set piece that time. 21:11 to play now. We're all tied up at 1. Good job finding the equalizer off that set piece that time. Brendan Kane came in with the header off the backside. Holmes, I guess, thought it was going out of bounds. They all kind of quit on the play that time, and the Indians get the equalizer. 1-1 is your score now. See if the Indians can maybe build off some of the momentum there. See if they can get the go-ahead goal in this one. And the Indians get it now. They send it back to Resendez. Resendez trying to go to work now on the wing. Good job by the Bulldogs getting back defensively, and they just clog the lane and take everything away from the Indians. Scramble for it, and Resendez is going to win it after that loose ball. Over the middle they go to Holston. Holston tries to send it out wide, now does so. This is going to be Heredia. Heredia with it now. Heredia being hawked defensively. And that's going to be a foul whistled there on the Bulldogs. I think Heredia might have sold that a little extra to be able to get that whistle blown. So free kick coming up here. And this will be Resendez to put a foot into this one. Sends it, looking to go backside on that same goal opportunity, but that one just a little too long for Resendez. Out of bounds, it'll be a goal kick coming up here for the Bulldogs. 20 minutes to play until halftime. 1-1 is your score. Remind you to stay tuned at halftime. We'll have the Little Caesars halftime show coming your way. It'll be the ICC All-American Band. We'll also talk about some of the Sonic scoring from the first half as well, part of the Little Caesars halftime show. Remind you to get a hot and ready pizza, single topping for only $5. So the next time you come through Fulton, looking for a quick bite to eat, stop by and see the fine folks at Little Caesars. So the Indians with it. They reverse the pitch. This is going to be Ryan Morgan. Tries to squeeze it through the middle. Nicely broken up that time by number 7, Sanchez. Called his name a lot, or his number a lot this afternoon. The Indians, the quick trap, and Sanchez able to get away from it. Back to Sanchez they go in the middle. Sanchez being hawked by Balachete. Sanchez just drops it back. Indians coming up, pressure defensively. And then it's taken away. Heredia had it, lost it, and that's number 22. Taking it away for the Bulldogs, and now here comes Holmes. They're looking for the go-ahead goal, and it's broken up nicely that time by the Indians. Now ICC with it. Looking to streak down the sideline are the Indians. And I believe that's Kirkpatrick. Yes, it is Kirkpatrick, who also checked into the contest, and he will try to toss it in a hurry here. The referee says, nope, bring it back a little bit, and they do. Tossing it in Heredia. Heredia is going to leave it back. So it's going to be Bogle with it now, and Bogle, juking the Holmes player out of his cleats that time, and ICC now going on the attack. In the middle they go with it. This is Balachete. Balachete trying to weave his way through traffic. Not enough room to get through that time, and a good defensive stop that time by the Bulldogs. Holmes with it now, looking to go to work. That one's going to be poked back, and the Indians take it away. A lot of contact, no foul call, and Holmes keeps it. Bulldogs send it ahead. Ball's to be broken up that time. That is Ryan Parker. Resendez trying to go through traffic, and it was deflected by the Bulldogs. So a whole lot of action right there around midfield. Now here come the Bulldogs, and now the kick and the goal is wide. That time number 4 felt contact from the backside. Tried to get the whistle. The referee, to no surprise, didn't call it. Looked like the Indians might have got away with a kind of a tug on the jersey. Either way it goes, 1-1 is your score. The referees owe us one anyway. Remind you, if you're away from your computer, you can follow us on Twitter for updates. Lee Adams updating Twitter as we go this afternoon. And the 50-50 ball is going to be battled for and still loose, and now the Indians control. Resendez with it. Tries to cross it across the middle, and Holmes takes it away. We gave her a shout-out in the women's match. We'll give her a shout-out here as well. Linda Sullivan checking in, watching the match here this afternoon. Whole lot of the match going on at midfield right now between these two squads. Balachete with it, looking to go to work, and he is tackled. The ball is deflected off the referee, who is part of the field. So a tough break there for the Indians. Luan comes in and steps in front of that one, deflects it back, but into the feet of the Holmes player. Now here comes Holmes. An opportunity here for the Bulldogs, and it's taken away by Resendez. Good defensive play that time by Alexis, and now Alexis trying to get it out up front. Here come the Indians. This is Brendan Kane. Kane had it poked away, and the Bulldogs stop the Indians. Another fast break opportunity, if you will, to steal a basketball terminology. Speaking of basketball, the Indians will tip things off, and the Lady Indians will tip things off on November the 2nd. No rest for the weary here in the ICC Sports Information Department. As soon as we start getting ready for the football playoffs or towards the end of the football season and soccer season, basketball steps right into the spotlight. It's going to be out of bounds, last touched by Holmes. Substitutions getting set to come into the match here. This is going to be number 6, Brian Vogel for the Indians. He'll be checking in, checking out will be Chase Huddleston. This substitution being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union. The ICC BSU meets Monday nights at 7:07. They also meet at lunch on Wednesday. So tomorrow, if you're looking for lunch, stop by and see the fine folks for the Chris Burrows and the ICC Baptist Student Union. All they ask is you bring $2 and a friend, and hey, while you're at it, just bring $2 for that friend as well. And treat them to lunch and the word. That's the ICC Baptist Student Union, the oldest organization on campus here at ICC. We're located right across from the e-learning building. That's the ICC BSU. Indians with possession now. There's 14:35 to go in the first half of play. 1-1 is your score. Kirkpatrick with it on the far side, leads it off to Heredia. Heredia tries to poke it ahead to Kirkpatrick, coming in strong off the wing, sends it across the middle. Too tall, trying to see if he can find Kane or maybe Resendez on the backside. Great hustle, though, by Vogel to get to that one before it goes out of bounds, and he sends it inside, deflected off a Holmes player, and to be a corner opportunity coming up here for the Indians. Well, there you see Lee Adams trying to show off his soccer skills. He's taking photos for ICCimages.com as well as updating Twitter. You can follow us on Twitter at Let's Go ICC. Follow us on Instagram at Let's Go ICC. Follow us on Snapchat. Guess what? That's at Let's Go ICC as well on Snapchat. Substitution into the match here. This is going to be number 17, Austin Rowell, checking in. And Resendez will check out. So this will be Balachete to send this corner kick in. It's a low kick, and it's going to be sent out of bounds, so it'll be a toss in here for the Indians. 1-1 is your score. Coming up on 13 minutes to play here. That ball's going to go out of bounds off the foot of the Holmes defender, and it'll be another corner opportunity coming up here for the Indians. So you see the flag flying in the background. Wind is blowing into the face of Luan, who will be sending in this corner kick. Indians scored their lone goal of the game on a header off a corner opportunity by Brendan Kane. This one sent in the middle, broken up nicely that time by the Bulldogs. Across the middle and cleared out that time. And Holmes will chase this one down on the far side of the pitch. That's going to be Sanchez. As I mentioned, we have mentioned Sanchez a lot here in the first half for Holmes. Trying to send that one across, and Rowell will step in front of that one. Then it's deflected away. This is just going to be a foot race here. And it's going to go out of bounds. Last touched by Holmes. And there's substitutions coming into the game. This is going to be Logan Little checking in for the Indians. And it looks like number 9, that's going to be Ferris checking in for the Bulldogs. 1-1 is your score. 12 minutes and 1 second to play here in the first half. ICC and Holmes tied. If you're just now joining us, Lady Indians dropped a 4-0 decision to the number 16 team in the country. Did not affect the standings in the playoffs. ICC, the Lady Indians that is, will finish as the number 2 seed in the North, and they will host their first ever home playoff match next Tuesday against Gulf Coast. Now, of course, this does not wrap up the regular season, as the regular season finale will be Friday for Sophomore Day. Lady Indians will have a chance to break the record for most wins in a season. They currently tie the record right now with 9. The Indians, if they can find a way to win it this afternoon, could finish in a 3-way tie for first place and co-champions in the North. If they do that, then the tiebreaker scenario, we think the Indians will end up 3rd due to the tiebreaker, despite sharing a slice of that North Division crown. Now here come the Bulldogs. The Indians just seem to let him drop wide open, and offsides is going to be called. Hey, second time they called it, third time they should have called it. But a break there for the Indians. Coming up on 10.5 to play here in the first half. 1-1 is your score. So the Indians with it now. Trying to find a way to see if they can take a lead into halftime. They fell behind early on a goal by Barcenas. And the Bulldogs, man, great play defensively. Try to clear it out, but the Indians right there in the right spot at the right time. Across the middle they go with it. This is Brian Vogel. Vogel steps into one. Shot is going to be wide left. And it'll be a goal kick coming up here for the Bulldogs. .50 ball is controlled by the Indians. This is Logan Little with it now. Little sends it out wide. Now back over the middle to Little. Little trying to go in the charge. Oh, just lost a dribble that time. And Holmes once again just comes away with the loose ball. Good opportunity that time by ICC. Just Little's foot failed him. Now here come the Bulldogs trying to find a way to get it up the pitch and see if they can find the go-ahead goal. That ball last touched by the Indians out of bounds to the Bulldogs. So the Bulldogs with it. 1-1 is your score. 8:57 and counting until halftime. Broken up by the Indians at midfield. Vogel with it, leaves it up the field to Logan Little. Now swings it out wide. That's going to be Brian Heredia with it. Going to drop it back. I believe that's Perez. Yes, it is Cesar Perez. Now he's going to send it back to the middle to Vogel. Vogel got a man coming up on the backside. Good communication that time by his teammates. Let him know he had someone coming up on his blind side. And that's got to be a foul, and it is. The Holmes player just came in and simply wiped out the Perez on the far side of the field. So Perez will send this one from distance. And that's going to be a foul on the Indians. That time it was Austin Rowell trying to come in and find a way to get positioning. Just came through the defender, and you can't do that. So Holmes with it, a little fancy footwork there in the middle of the pitch. And there's Bogle to take it away. A little shake and bake, and nobody there to help, but Kobe Bogle takes it away. Now here comes the Indians. Brendan Kane, left-footed, fires. And that's going to be a handball. We haven't seen it called all season. That's the second one called today. And a little jawing going on in between the couple of players out on the pitch that time. Good job by the referee. And again, I say this late in the season, you don't want to hand out any unnecessary cards that may affect the way the playoffs may turn out. And the referee doing a good job. Yeah, I can compliment him as soon as I can complain about him, as this one sent ahead, but just too far for Brandon Kane. But a good job by the referee just stepping in saying, look, kid, we made the call. Let's play ball. 6:55 and counting. ICC and Holmes all knotted up at 1. Up the pitch they go. Oh, soft touch that time, and Holmes was able to take advantage of it. Here come the Bulldogs on the far side of the pitch, looking to go to work here. Perez making them earn it defensively. Nicely done by Cesar Perez. That's one play that a lot of people think might be called a foul or malicious. It's not. He was going for the ball and just happened to be able to trip him up that time. And so this will be a toss-in coming up here for the Bulldogs. Now the Holmes coach asking where's the foul call, but it was not. He went for the ball, and the tripping was incidental. Now try to send it across the middle. Dangerous ball as it deflects off an ICC player, but there's Brandon White to quickly come in and scoop that one up. So White will send this one down the pitch. A 50-50 ball should be controlled, and it will be controlled by the Bulldogs. And that's going to be it for that. Now here's where I have an issue. Here's where I have the issue here if you're the referee. Do not carry on the conversation with the coach. If you're going to do that, do not give him a card as he does reach back. So that's, as a referee, you don't do that because you're breaking up the momentum of the game. You stop the clock. And he's still mouthing off at midfield right now. If you're a referee, you got to check your ego at the door. If you want a coach to shut up, put a yellow card on him, he'll be quiet. But do not come out there and carry on a conversation with a coach as the match goes on, because we're not here to watch you. We're here to watch these young men play. This one's going to be cleared back and going to go towards the sideline. Rowell just could not quite get to it. So the Bulldogs will reverse the pitch with it now, trying to break it up the field. 4:35 to play here. And now we're going to get every single thing called a foul in this match. And so that one's going to go out of bounds, and it should go to the Indians. Yes, it will. Substitutions getting set to come into the game. Number 22, Alex Resendez, will check back in for the Indians. Checking in for Holmes will be Timothy Wade. He's a sophomore defender out of Kosciuszko. That's Aaron Presley with it. Going to clear it back, and dangerous situation here. Didn't quite get a solid foot in that one. But luckily for the Indians, the ball took a bounce away from the net instead of towards the net. So break there for ICC. This is going to be Sanchez with it. Drops it back and tries to send it up the pitch, and that one skins off the head of Ferris, and it will go out of bounds. And you see Dr. Allen going out and making the play to get the ball back for the Indians. 3:31 to go here until halftime. ICC and Holmes tied up at 1. Remind you to stay tuned. We'll have some Sonic scoring, part of your Little Caesars halftime show. We'll also check in with an ICC All-American Band performance from earlier this football season. That one's taken away by Logan Little. Now here comes the Indians. Drops it out wide to Little. Little sidesteps one guy, making juke moves, and in there, Logan Little. Beautiful shot on goal that time by Logan, just making the defender dance all around the place. And Little goes top shelf to give the Indians a 2-1 lead with 3:03 left here in the first half. That's just what the Indians needed there to see if they can grab a little bit of momentum heading into halftime. 2-1 now is your score. Great footwork, great ball control. That time by Logan Little to get the goal. 2-1 now is your score. And now you hear the Holmes coach still complaining, calling, and there we go. We got a yellow card. And don't be surprised if the coach doesn't get one before the day is all said and done, as soon as I say something about the referee kind of mouthing off the coach, don't antagonize the referee either if you're a coach after carrying on that conversation. So a yellow has been issued. So that yellow is on number 11. He will check out. And that's Cruz. Checking in will be number 26, McHenry. So Logan Little getting set to put a foot into this one. Sends it deep. Rowell, oh, good idea. Just caught it on the side of the net that time. Nearly a beautiful goal there. That would have been a nominee for a What a Play Wednesday. That'll be coming out tomorrow. That's being presented by Renaissance Bank. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC. Visit renaissancebank.com for more information. Of course, you can see our Renaissance Bank What a Play Wednesday on Instagram, Twitter. You can also search for them on our YouTube channel. Just search, ironically enough, Let's Go ICC on YouTube. And you can see our What a Play Wednesday playlist there as a foul and a good show of sportsmanship that time by Resendez to help up the young man from Holmes after incidentally getting tripped up with him. 1 minute. 1 minute to play here in the first half. ICC with a 2-1 lead. Holmes trying to find a way to get the equalizer here in this final 50 seconds of play. The Indians just basically want to clear this one down the pitch to try to eat up as much time here in the first half. The Bulldogs get it back now. They try to reverse the pitch in a hurry. The Indians put a header on it back to midfield to Logan Little. Little drops it off wide. That's Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick, dangerous touch back. And oh, just a half a step away from making that a dangerous situation there for Holmes. Now here comes Bogle. Bogle had that one broken up. 25 seconds to play. Now here comes Holmes, and a good job that time by the Indians, as that was number 5, Aaron Presley, just knifing in front of that one that time to kick it away and force the Bulldogs to reset at midfield. Well, if he keeps walking up, he'll be on the other side of the field. The Indians break that one up. They're going to send that one to midfield. Sanchez is going to put a foot on it. And that one's going to do it for the first half of play. The Indians find a way to take a 2-1 lead after the first half of play. Let's take a look at some Sonic scoring here in your first half. The first game of the day, or excuse me, first goal of the day came from Jose Barcenas. That was with at the 4:35 mark of the first half, 1-0. It was Holmes. And Kane tied one off a header off a corner piece. 21:11 to go in the first half. 1-1 was the score. And then Logan Little found a way to score in the final 3 minutes of the first half, going top shelf on a beautiful, beautiful shot that time by Logan Little. 2-1 is your score here at the half. We're going to take a break and hear a word from Little Caesars, and then hear from the ICC All-American Band. ICC leads it 2-1 here at the break over the Bulldogs.
When I grow up, I'm going to redefine pizza. One that will change the history of pizza forever. A pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni. This is my dream, and I can do it. Because my mom and dad said I can accomplish anything. And I will do great things in life.
Sorry, kid, it's been done.
But my dream...
Introducing Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizza. A large pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza.
this evening with our Indianette feature, Carlos Santana's Smooth. Reporting on with this percussion feature, Gloria Estefan's 1985 hit tune, Conga. Also featured on trumpet are Lydia Short of Pontotoc, Brandon York of Amory, Danielle Creighton from Tupelo, Jenna Harris Mantachi, Armando Quinones from Pontotoc, Daniel Torres from Tupelo, Holly Jones from Pontotoc, and Micah Collins from South Pontotoc. of Houston. Color guard captains are Valerie Blake of Itawamba, Amaya Lee of Aberdeen. Percussion captains are Logan Freeman from Corinth and Jeremy Hendricks from Tupelo. ICC All-American band directors are Ryan Todd.
I got a great deal on pizza.
You went to Little Caesars and got an extra most bestest with the most cheese and pepperoni for just $6.
I got a terrible deal on pizza.
Give me that.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni at the nation's best price. Little Caesars $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza, pizza.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you, wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding the you. Member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Thomas Woods, owner of Aunt Bee's Soul Food Restaurant here in Tupelo, Mississippi. Well, I guess some of my favorite memories at attending ICC, by the way, with IJC then, let you know how old I am, but I was playing football. Man, we had a great time, had a bunch of friends, and friends I still have today. Of course, we had Coach Eaton. You know, Coach Eaton was our head coach, and Coach Paul Johnson, he was one of our coaches, and man, we really had a great time, and we all, you know, we just had I guess the fondest thing is just those memories and the friends that I got through those years, and we still have them today. So I would say playing ball there was one of my favorite times. The education that I received from ICC really put me on my way to first knowing how to learn, and graduating from there, I had the confidence to go elsewhere. But the education that I got, and the teachers that worked with you and really spent time and really wanted to see you succeed. You know, I was the cameraman for the men and women's basketball team and the track team. So I was the videographer. The cameras that we toted then were a lot bigger than the ones you got now. but it was fun. I really enjoyed that, and it helped me out in my electronics career when I left IJC also. It really did help me out a lot. Really enjoyed it. ICC. Yeah. I'm Thomas Woods, and I am ICC.
When I grow up, I'm gonna redefine pizza. One that will change the history of pizza forever. A pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni. This is my dream, and I can do it. Because my mom and dad said I can accomplish anything. And I will do great things in life.
Sorry, kid, it's been done.
But my dream...
Introducing Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizza, a large pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza, pizza.
Need money now? Get a choice pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
My burger goes best with mustard.
Ketchup and mustard.
Grass-fed beef.
No, corn-fed.
On the grill.
Now, flat top.
Iceberg lettuce.
Nah, arugula. Jalapeno.
No way. Avocado, dude.
Medium rare. Gotta be well done.
American cheese.
Cheddar.
Can I have a turkey burger? What? Turkeys are for Thanksgiving, man. I like my burger with the Coke.
I'll agree to that.
Strictly with the Coke. Only with the Coke.
Coke and a burger. Come on. That's where you get the flavor.
With Farm Bureau, you're getting local agents, great auto rates, and fast, friendly claims.
Great. Glad I went with Farm Bureau.
No, it's Farm Bureau.
Farm.
Say it with me. Farm.
Farm.
You know what? Doesn't matter. Either way, you're all set.
See? That's what I've been saying.
Yeah.
For coverage you can't beat, Farm Bureau Insurance.
And welcome back to action, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set to start the second half of play. ICC with a 2-1 advantage over Holmes here in the last division match of the season for the Indians. Not the last game of the year for ICC. They'll host Andrew College at 3 o'clock on Friday for Sophomore Day, a very special afternoon here in Fulton. Also, the Lady Indians will start things off at 1 o'clock against Southwest Tennessee. If you're just now joining us, the Lady Indians dropped a 4-0 decision to Holmes, who was the number 16 team in the country after the latest rankings came out this afternoon. So the Bulldogs with it. They're going to reset it back to the keeper. We do want to welcome all those watching in support of the Bulldogs. And a foul on the Indians called that time. You saw we had a confrontation between the referee in the middle of the field, I guess the head official, and the Holmes coach. No card was given, but it's one of those situations where if you're a referee, don't carry on a conversation with a coach. And then later on in the first half, you kind of heard some of the Holmes coach across the way kind of just poking the bear, if you will. So it's one of those, hopefully, tempers have kind of cooled down between those two during the halftime break. A programming note, ICC football, they will be playing on Saturday as they travel to Mississippi Delta. If you can't make the trip out to the Delta, you can join us here on Let's Go ICC TV. And they're going to call a corner kick situation here for the Bulldogs. That Choice Pond pregame show will be coming your way at 2:10. The First American National Bank opening kickoff will be coming your way at 2:30. That'll be in Moorhead. You can join us there for that one, or on FM 95 Sports, 95.7 FM out of Amory. And now here comes Brendan Kane. Kane, a one-man wrecking machine here, trying to leave it out wide to Luis Garcia. Garcia just not quickly going down the field with Kane that time, as the Indians trying to apply a little bit more pressure on the keeper, see if make him make some quick decisions to see if they can keep the possession on this side of the pitch for majority of the match. Holmes did a pretty good job in the opening moments of the match to control things. Of course, their one goal, a questionable goal, as it was a possible offsides call that was not called because the referee was actually still closer to midfield than he was the actual play ahead of him, just could not keep up with the action. So a break there for Holmes, a tough break for the Indians. Now here come the Bulldogs looking for the equalizer, dribbling through traffic and taken away that time by the Indians. That time, nobody from Holmes really going back with his teammates, so he really didn't have anything to do on a 2-on-1 opportunity. Balachete had his jersey yanked and stopped. Not a bad foul that time by Holmes. Just allow the defense to reset here. ICC enters the match at 6-5-1 overall, 4-2-1 in the North. An opportunity to finish tied for that North Division Championship. Oh, that goal just wide, I believe, off the fingertips. No, they're going to say just wide on the shot instead of a block that time, as the Indians try to make it a 3-1 contest. But ICC 6-5-1 overall, 4-2-1 in the North. Hines in third place at 5-4-1, 4-2-1 in the North. I actually believe Hines would have the tiebreaker in that scenario. So Hines would be 2, ICC 3, East Central leading the North, 5-2-1, 9-5-1 overall. And if Hines, ICC, and East Central all finish in a three-way tie, I do believe ICC will end up third in the tiebreaker scenario and will probably travel to Pearl River to open the playoffs next week. But the Indians got some business to take care of this afternoon here in order to be able to try to set up that scenario. Holmes, they're 3-7-1, 2-4-1 in the North. Now here comes the Indians. Snow trying to sneak that one in was Resendez, and Resendez just, his leg failed him that time as it went out wide, and he's upset knowing he missed a very easy opportunity to tack on a goal there, as we have a substitution coming in here for the Indians. This is going to be number 21, Trent Pace, checking in. It looks like this will be Ryan Morgan checking out for the Indians. Morgan, like he kind of got bumped into, so going to come out and kind of catch his breath. So this will be a goal kick opportunity coming up here. 50-50 ball. Huddleston climbs the ladder and wins that battle. Holmes, though, clears it back, and now here comes the Bulldogs. Bulldogs looking for the equalizer, and we've got a yellow card issued to somebody out here. It was slung up with authority that time by the head referee, and apparently it is going to be on number 4, Yoel Barcelona. So he'll check out, and checking into the contest will be Hinkle. Second yellow issued on the afternoon, both of those being issued to Holmes. And there's another foul. So as anticipated, we're going to have a lot of whistles after the confrontation between the Holmes coach and the head referee. This will be a PK coming up here. The Indians trying to figure out who they want to take this. And looks like this could be Kobe Bogle on to attempt the PK here. So Bogle getting set for the PK. Sean Jefferu in net here. Bogle fires it hard, couldn't get it to go home. Sends it back, and it's going to be cleared out. Bogle, no, couldn't get the bicycle kick. And a great job that time by Holmes. What should have been an easy scoring opportunity, actually 2 opportunities for the Indians. And it was denied that time by the Bulldogs, and Holmes dodges a big-time bullet there on the PK. Kudos to the Bulldogs. They keep this a 2-1 match and a chance to tie it up if they can find the equalizer some point in this match. It's 37-43 to go here in the contest. The Indians trying to hold on to figure out a way to win this one, but the Bulldogs not going quietly into the evening here in Fulton, and that's going to be a foul on ICC. You hear the Holmes coach yell, requesting a yellow card. So a free kick coming up here for the Bulldogs. They send it on its way, and that was going to be broken up nicely for the Indians, but out and controlled by the Bulldogs. They swing it out wide on the far side of the pitch. Deflected and actually saved by the Bulldogs. Inside they try to go with it. Fire from distance, and the shot high and long. You can hear the ICC All-American Band practicing in the background. Of course, they are practicing for homecoming coming up on the 28th of October. They're also practicing for some of the parades coming up. Christmas parades coming up. Of course, you can visit Let's Go ICC on Twitter, as well as iccms.edu to find out where the band will be performing during the Christmas holidays. That ball's going to go out of bounds and back to the Indians. It'll be a toss in here for Perez. Perez going to see what the Bulldogs going to give him. Tosses it towards midfield, and the Indians swing it around now. This is going to be Bogle with it. Looking ahead and broken up nicely that time by the Bulldogs. Loose ball, and the Bulldogs are going to find it. Here comes Holmes. Oh, beautiful stop that time by Balachete. Now the ball loose, and the Bulldogs take it over again. Good hustle that time by Holmes. Loose ball, wild possession here for the Bulldogs, but they're able to find a way to keep on it, but the Indians take it away. Good job that time. So I believe that was Aaron Presley coming in to step in front of that one and take it away. The Indians going to reverse pitch here. This is going to be Perez with it now. Perez going to send it downfield. Tough ball that time for Logan Little as he was looking directly back into the sun trying to find it. Was able to find it, but then the Bulldogs take it away. Here comes Holmes trying to find the equalizer, and there's going to be a foul whistle on the Indians. As I said, we're going to have a whole lot of those here in the second half of play after the argument between the Holmes coach and the head referee. He said, okay, then you want every touch foul call, we're going to call it. And by George, he has done that. For lack of better words, to keep a PG rating on the broadcast, I should say. This one's sent down. Header is popped up, and Brandon White will run underneath that one and haul that one in easily. 2-1 is your score. ICC with the lead. 34-35 to go before this one's final, or at least in regulation, I should say. This one's sitting down the pitch, and it's going to be out of bounds, and it will go to the Indians. Substitutions getting set to come in here for ICC is going to be number 19, Sam Young, along with number 12. That's going to be Brian Heredia. So it'll be Logan Little set to toss this one in here for the Indians once the officials say play ball, and we do. Cesar Perez with it now. Drops it out to Little. Little tries to send it across the middle. Nobody there for the Indians. Kane comes in a hurry. Leaves it out wide to Resendez. Resendez working one-on-one, and it's deflected off the Holmes player. Good job by number 2, Joshua Hinkle, coming in and challenging the shot that time. It deflected off of him, resulting in a corner kick coming up here for the Indians. 33-40 and counting here in the second half. Well, as we said, you want to join us on Friday. We'll have the final doubleheader of the season coming up. The Lady Indians will start things off at 1 o'clock against Southwest Tennessee. In between matches, we'll have our sophomore appreciation presentation. We'll keep it here, even though they typically do it with the backs turned. There's a header on its way. Oh, just one of the Holmes player in the right spot at the right time. Beautiful shot that time by Brendan Kane, but a great save that time by the Bulldogs. And then at 3 o'clock on Friday, the Indians will face Andrew College. And here comes an opportunity to tie it up. Good hustle that time. Who was that? Number 21. That was Trent Pace. And then Trent gets a knee to the back of the head for his effort out of the young man from Holmes. So now here come the Bulldogs. Trying to squeeze it inside. Broken up nicely that time by the Indians. And offside is called. The referee on the far side of the field has been holding up that flag for a while, and finally the whistle was blown. Remind you, join us on Twitter and maybe Instagram, depends on how long they are, but on Twitter for sure on Thursday is it's NJCAA Day, the first ever NJCAA Day where they celebrate student athletes in the junior college system. Will actually be featured through the NJCAA in their national promotion, as well as some of our own in-house promotions as well. You can follow us on Twitter at Let's Go ICC. Bulldogs with it. Young takes that one away. Sends it up the middle of the pitch. That's going to be Garcia with it now. Garcia looking to go. Nobody really going with him now. He's going to drop this one back. That's Perez. Perez sends it back across the middle. Bad touch taken away by Holmes, but then there's Logan Little. The hustle by Little takes it back for the Indians. Heredia leaves it out wide. That's Resendez with it now. This is going to be Brendan Kane with it. Kane, tried to get it ahead to Resendez, but great defensive effort by the Bulldogs. Took away that passing lane, and now here comes Holmes. Sanchez looking to go to work. Knifes his way between two defenders. We've talked about Sanchez a lot in that first half. Has been quiet so far early in the second half here. Sanchez just a one-man machine here, just dribbling around. In good Indian defense that time. Took away any shot opportunity that he was looking for. They leave it out wide. Now try to send it inside. Header. Oh, a beautiful save that time by Brandon White. Great job by Brandon White, as that was a great header that time off the Sanchez to change direction sharply off that send. And wow, no foul called on that one. And now here come the Bulldogs on the other end. Sanchez with it. And now they clear it out. So the Holmes coaches wanted a foul on that one, but not on the, ironically enough, not on the one where their guy tackled our guy to take the ball away. Now here comes Little with it. Pops it up, and not really what the Indians were looking for that time. As Logan, I think he was looking for the run to continue, and everybody kind of waited to check up that time to see what Little was going to do with it. So Holmes dodges a big-time bullet there. The Indians dodged one on the other end as well. And that one's going to be, they say, out of bounds, and substitutions getting set to come in. This is going to be Chase Huddleston for the Indians checking into the contest. Well, the Indians have qualified for the playoffs. It just depends on how the tiebreaker breaks down. We do believe they'll end up being the number 3 seed. We'll just have to see how all the games end up going today. If everything plays out like it's supposed to. And there's just a cluster at midfield. And a good thing that the referee quickly turned his back, as there was a lot of jawing going on towards his direction. You hear the breeze blowing this afternoon in Fulton, a beautiful afternoon for soccer. Shadows starting to extend across the field as the sun sets over the Tom Bigby Waterway. Kirkpatrick leaves it up to Garcia, trying to swing it out wide to Huddleston. Holmes is there to break it up nicely and keeps it in bounds. Now feeds it back across the middle. Kirkpatrick, knifes in, but just could not find the touch on it. Taken away by Heredia. Heredia now swings it back up top to Bogle. Bogle's going to reset the offense. Holmes applying a lot of pressure here. 2-1, still your score. 28 minutes and 50 seconds to go. And they're going to say out of bounds, and it's going to belong to the Indians. As that's Trent Pace. Trent has been battered and bruised in the time that he has been in this match. The ball goes into Firewater Creek, and it will be Resendez going down to get that one. And so they're going to toss this one in. Resendez was trying to sneak one in. They're going to send him back about halfway. Resendez tosses it in, and then Holmes sends it back and takes possession. I thought they were going to send it out of bounds, but then the Indians take it away. Now here comes Alex Resendez. Drops it back across the middle to Garcia. Garcia tries to squeeze it ahead. Smart play that time by Kirkpatrick, as he was having to check up and make sure he didn't get off sides. He did not. And so a good job there for Kirkpatrick to stay on side and keep the opportunity alive for the Indians. Now here comes ICC with possession after taking it away from the Bulldogs. 27:45 to play in this one. The Bulldogs getting a lot more aggressive defensively, trying to get the ball back and see if they can find this equalizer. They trail 2-1 here in the second half. The Indians put on a lot of pressure themselves here, forcing the Bulldogs to spend a lot of time on the wrong side of the pitch, just trying to find that lane to be able to open up and get the ball across midfield, sending it back towards their own net a lot. Got to be careful in those situations if you're the Bulldogs. Now they are able to advance it forward and then send it right back once again. This almost works as a game of keep away in favor of the Indians, as it's eating up a whole lot of time here for the Bulldogs. And now here comes Holmes trying to get some numbers. Off the attack, they drop it back, fire from distance. Sanchez with it now. Sanchez looking to go to work. Dribbles inside and drops it back, and the Indians send it out wide. Well, Holmes coaches wanted a foul. There was really no contact. It was more of Sanchez kind of playing out of control. Maybe just getting a little too excited, trying to draw some contact to get the PK. And the Indians take that one away. tough contact made that time, as maybe some of the frustrations from the Bulldogs kind of spilling out on the field right now. It's one of those, you don't want to see anything just bad or stupid happen. That's going to be out of bounds. Just a bad touch that time, as he sent it too far ahead for Perez to get a hold of it. So Holmes with it now, trying to go on the attack to find the equalizer. They trail 2-1. There's 25:45 to play here in the second half, and that time just lost the control of the ball, and the Indians get it. This is Garcia now looking to go on the attack. Trying to knife his way through defenders. Now leaves it out wide. This is Brendan Kane. Kane chasing it down. Going to set it back out now. Soft touch, and the Indians able to get it. Resendez knifes his way through. Just couldn't quite get a strong enough foot to cross that one over to Garcia. Credit to the tough defense out of the Bulldogs to take that one away from the Indians. Now here comes Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick looking to go to work. Had it taken away. And now here come the Bulldogs. Sanchez with it. Sanchez, he's quick as a hiccup. Sends that one forward. Sam Young takes it away and now sends it back. This is Resendez. Little shake and bake. Nobody really there to help. You hear some of the fans out across the way supporting ICC. Impressed by that move. Now trying to get it to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick sees the ball sent out of bounds, and it will stay with the Indians. And you can kind of hear Coach Sully tell his team he's not pleased with the way they're playing right now, making some poor decisions in the match on their touches. It will have a substitution coming in. Brendan Kane will come out, and it'll be number 23, Luan Balachete, checking in. So it'll be a toss in here for the Indians. Garcia has it, and it's sent out of bounds by Holmes. Like Garcia and the Holmes player might accidentally kind of butted heads that time. Toss it in. Huddleston trying to send it back on a header. Nothing there. Ball's going to pop up, and Garcia will control. And Garcia getting the business in the corner over there, and it's going to go out of bounds. And wow, they're going to say last touch by the Indians. Holmes' ball. Huddleston steps in front of that toss in, sends it ahead to Garcia. Garcia off to Balachete, and there's going to be a foul whistled on the Bulldogs. And that tough break there for the Indians, because they had Luan Balachete right there across the middle, and that may have been an opportunity for an easier goal than this awkward angle coming up here for Chase Huddleston. The only thing working against the Bulldogs right now is the simple fact that the keepers are having to look directly back into the sun in this situation. So Chase Huddleston will set to take this free kick. Tries to bend it in, and it's good. Chase Huddleston just in off the fingertips of the keeper, and the Indians get a big-time goal there by Chase Huddleston to take a 3-1 advantage. And now there's a fan across the way getting upset. Actually think it's a Holmes fan barking at the official. Loud enough that you heard it over the play-by-play, or at least over the microphone. So 3-1, the Indians with the lead. There's 2:45 and counting left in this one. Huddleston tries to send it over the top, and this is going to be Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick trying to drive inside, and the ball is forced out of bounds, and we'll see what they're going to call it, and they're going to call it a goal kick. Good call that time by the referee. He wasn't quite on top of the spot to be able to call that one, as I think where the referee messes up is when he runs, he's looking down at his feet versus watching the play, almost as if he doesn't trust his feet when he runs down the sideline. That's going to be a foul on ICC. So a free kick coming up here, and they're going to ask him to back it up a little bit. 3-1 is your score. Indians with the lead. As this is number 15, Jimenez will send this one down the pitch. Jump ball, batted around, and Huddleston clears that one out. We'll go into the fan area across the way. And Holmes will have the toss in. Now try to send it down in a hurry. And it's going to be Resendez with it now. Resendez looking to go down the pitch, trying to work one-on-one. And just puts on the brakes and allows the defenders to clear. Now he's going to drop it back. This is going to be number 12, Heredia with it now. Out wide to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick, lazy pass and taken away by Holmes. Nicely done that time by the Bulldogs. Holmes then tries to send it ahead. Perez steps in front of that one. Up ahead he goes to Heredia. Heredia across the middle. This is going to be Garcia. Good hustle that time by Holmes to get back in front of that one and take it away. Now the Indians, though, take it back. Anything you can do, I can do better in that transaction there. That touch sent ahead and taken away by the Bulldogs. So here comes Holmes, trying to get something going on the offensive end to see if they can cut into this 3-1 advantage in favor of the Indians with 20:39 to play here in the second half. Lazy pass nearly taken away again. Resendez looks like he might have taken an inadvertent spike that time, and there's going to be a yellow card, the third yellow card of the afternoon, and this is going to be on Joshua Hinkle. So he will come out. Yeah, Resendez got spiked that time, so he will check out, and checking into the match will be Yoel Basalio. So this will be Huddleston, I believe, to take this free kick for the Indians. So he'll put a foot into it, a low line drive kick off the leg of a Holmes player. And the Bulldogs will clear this one out of bounds, and it will stay with the Indians. Substitution getting set to check in. Number 15 for ICC, that's going to be Brandon Kane checking back in. A new keeper will come into the match. This will be Hayden Copeland for Holmes. Along with number 17, that's going to be Charles Smith checking in for the Bulldogs. Well, as you can tell, the sun's starting to set here. The shadows continue to stretch across the field. Kind of makes it a little difficult to pick up some of these dark jerseys in the match. So it'll be a toss in here from the side coming in. Garcia with it, tries to send it ahead to Banachete, but a little bit of miscommunication that time by the Indians. Send it ahead, Brandon Kane steps in front of that one. Kane, nice through, goes with the left foot, too tall. And the ball goes out of bounds. Another substitution coming in here. Trey Clark, number 20 for the Indians. Checking out will be number 12, Brian Heredia. Substitution being brought to you by the ICC Wesley Foundation. They meet Thursday nights at 7. They're located right across the street from us, kind of at an angle, directly across from the Davis Event Center. They meet Thursday nights at 7. Reverend John Foster and the ICC Wesley Foundation do encourage you to come out and join them each week there. So with 18:20 to play, ICC leads Holmes 3-1, trying to split the afternoon as the Bulldogs picked up a 4-0 decision in the women's match. Of course, Holmes won the North. They're ranked number 16 in the country. Lady Indians had some opportunities early, just could not cash in on them. And the Bulldogs, well, that's what you do when you're a top team in the country. You make teams pay for those mistakes, and they did so today, picking up that 4-0 win. Now, the win did not change where the Lady Indians stand in the division play. They will be the number 2 seed and host their first ever home playoff match. An offside is called here, but yeah, the Lady Indians will host their first ever home playoff match against Gulf Coast next Tuesday at 2 o'clock. If you can't make it out to the pitch, you can watch it here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. Another programming note that we talked about in the first half, probably talked about it here in the second half, I just can't remember. ICC football will be on the road on Saturday at Mississippi Delta. It'll be a 2:10 Choice Pond pregame show, and it will be a 2:30 First American National Bank opening kickoff there in that North Division matchup between ICC and Mississippi Delta. It'll be homecoming at Delta. This one's going to be sent out of bounds. Should be a corner opportunity coming up here for the Indians. Might be members of the ICC football team actually across the way taking in a few of these matches this afternoon. So So a corner opportunity coming up here for the Indians. Man, still a lot of time to play. It looks like that clock I thought would be run down a little bit more, but it's 16:49 to play in the contest. So he's trying to ask number 5 to scoot back. And this one's being sent in and just easily grabbed by the keeper that time. And this booming kick trying to go over the top of the Bulldogs, and Bogle elected to put a header on it for Brandon White, and a great effort out of Christian Macias that time to try to come in and see if he can beat the play there. Just couldn't quite do so, but man, if that one had been a little bit softer on the touch or a lazy effort by Bogle, would have possibly turned into an easy scoring opportunity for the Bulldogs. So the Indians with it, work it across midfield. That's going to be Balchette now trying to work it up the pitch. Leaves it ahead to Garcia. Garcia going one way, the ball went the other, and it's back to the Bulldogs at midfield. Up ahead they go, opportunity here, and good job that time by Trent Pace. I tell you what, Trent has just, every time the ball comes his way, he's been knocked down or hit or bumped, and hopefully just a cramping situation for that young man on the field right now for the Bulldogs. And that appears to be the case there as he's able to get up with the assistance of Brandon Kane that time. So the Indians are going to back up that wall. So that was number 6, Barcenas, shaking up on the play. So a free kick opportunity here. Chance for the Bulldogs to make this dangerous. Number 11 is going to step into it, and it's going to be easily saved that time by Brandon White. So the Indians trying to get it out in a hurry here. And it's going to be Luis Garcia. Garcia trying to work it up the pitch. It's out of bounds. And it'll be ICC ball. And they're going to try to get some substitutions in here. It's going to be Alex Resendez checking into the game, and number 18, Joe Rainey, checking into the contest for the Indians. And also it's going to be a new keeper in the match. Not really sure who that is checking in at keeper. That's actually going to be Aaron Presley, a defender by trade. Aaron Presley will come in at keeper here for the final 13:52. And a foul on the Indians. Holston clears it out. This is going to be number 20, Trey Clark, with it now. Leaves it up the pitch. Holmes steps in front of it, and then the Indians get it back. Holston's going to clear it back to Young. Sends it back up to Holston. Holston trying to just weaving his way around traffic. Leaves it out wide to Trent Pace. Pace going to go over the top of the defense. And that's going to be Brandon Kane on the far side. Kane looking to go to work. And a little shake and bake, but the Holmes there to take it away. Oh, a little elbow chunk that time by the Holmes player on Brendan Kane, the official letting him play. We'll send it backside. Little, oh, had the header, but a great save that time by Copeland. Well, I tell you what, a beautiful play. Logan Little got a clean header on it that time, but a great save by Hayden Copeland takes away the scoring opportunity there. So 12.5 to play. Logan Little set to send in this corner opportunity. And once again, Copeland making a good, quick decision to jump out and jump in front of that one. Copeland's played well in the few minutes that he's been in the match and the opportunities that he's gotten. The ball goes flying out of bounds. Substitutions getting set to come into the game. This is going to be number 28, Marcus Woods for the Indians. And it looks like number 12, that's going to be Scott Hickman checking in as well. And the ball is out of bounds, and they're going to get a new one in here. So a lot of new faces in the match for the Indians. Holmes, though, looks like they're keeping some of their core guys in the match here as well. This one still not necessarily over with. Clock is moving down to about 11 and a half left. The Indians can stick one more goal in, might give you a little bit better breathing room. Here comes Kane, and Kane, oh my goodness. He is hit high and low that time, and maybe an inadvertent knee caught him in the back of the head. They're going to stop the clock as they call for the trainer. And that's just going to be one of those precautionary things as Brandon Kane is walking off on his own power. But if you take a knee to the back of the head like that, they're going to send you to the sideline, go through concussion protocol. Just talking to Brandon there on the sideline. There'll be a corner opportunity coming up here. So it's going to be another corner opportunity coming up here for the Indians. And the keeper, Copeland, steps in front of that one again. So the Indians have had some corner opportunities, just have not made them dangerous. Copeland chunks this one down the pitch. And it's going to be Trent Pace putting a foot into it, sending it back to Chase Huddleston. Trying to send it out wide to, I believe that's Rowell, who checked in the contest for the injured. I say injured. Basically, it's Brandon Kane, excuse me. Kane, who took a inadvertent knee to the back of the head, and due to all the concussion protocol now, the official did the right thing, immediately stopped the game, sent him to the sideline to get checked out by the trainer. North Mississippi Sports Medicine team, Donna Wesley, doing a great job there, as always. Now here comes Holmes with 10:33 to play. Holmes trying to make this a one-goal match. Looking to go baseline. Sends it inside. Oh, his leg failed him that time as he was trying to fire it. Stepped on top of the ball as the ball took a funny hop on him and just could not quite get a shot off on goal that time, or didn't get a shot off on goal. And Holmes now with it, trying to send it ahead. Open opportunity here. And that's going to be a foul. They call the foul now after they make the goal. No, they're going to say offside. Wow. That might be a makeup call for the goal that Holmes got earlier after the no call on the offside. As that looked to be pretty good. I thought, if anything, it was going to be a foul that time on the Indians. Tough break. So you take a good look at the shoes there. I don't know what Raphael's doing up there. So the Indians with it. Holmes trying to get it back. Logan Little looking to go to work, and it's going to be, oh, nicely done that time. Looked like it was going to go out of bounds, but Schmidt came in that time and kept it in bounds. Balachete looking to go to work. Spinning around and just trying to work fancy that time, and Lund had the ball taken away. Over the top they go with it. An opportunity here, and a smart play that time by Aaron Presley to come up and make the play on the ball. And if you're Aaron Presley, though, you want to not necessarily turn around and have anything to say to the player in that situation. It was just a good effort by the Holmes player to come up and try to get a foot on it, and a smart play by Presley to come up and make a play on the ball. Now here comes the Indians. 8:45 to play. This is a match that can't get over with quick enough, in my opinion, not because the Indians are up, just because things are starting to get a little bit just not out of control, but it's one of those situations, if you've been around JUCO sports, you know it doesn't take a whole lot to get anything kind of fired up in this situation. And, well, you just don't want to see anything like that happen this late in the season with either team. As we're going to have a substitution coming into the match. This is going to be Brian Vogel, and Balachete will check out. There'll be a corner opportunity coming up here for the Indians. They sent it inside, cleared out that time by the Bulldogs. I want to turn that crowd mic off just in case some of that language kind of gets a little not PG on the side there. And it's going to be ICC ball as it was last touched out of bounds by the Bulldogs. 7:35 to play in the contest. ICC leading 3-1. Sanchez is holding the ball. I will take that. Let him hold it all he wants because that just helps the clock run out. So the Indians toss it in. This is going to be Resendez with it, looking to go to work. Had it broken up nicely that time by the Bulldogs. Indians come back and get it, looking to send it inside. Nobody there. That's going to be easily scooped up on the loose ball that time. 3-1 is your score. Still a lot of time left in this match. 7 minutes to play. That's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to belong to the Bulldogs. So Holmes with it now. Put a foot on it from distance, and that's going to be scooped and saved that time by Aaron Presley. Presley puts a foot into this one, up the pitch. The Indians with it. Now they send it out wide. This is going to be Logan Little. Sends it ahead, and good play that time by number 11 of the Bulldogs. That was Cruz that just took away the angle from Resendez, and the ball easily controlled by the keeper. Sam Young puts a head into it after that 50-50 ball. Chase Huddleston with it now. Leads to the pitch. This is going to be Trey Clark. Clark looking to go to work, weaving his way through traffic. Drops it off to Resendez. Resendez goes wide to Rowell. Rowell back across the middle. Little right foot effort that time. Shot not on goal, but good job that time by Copeland coming in and making the effort. Copeland sends it up. This is going to be Sanchez with it now. Sanchez trying to send it down in the pitch in a hurry here. Nobody really there. Sanchez, no, excuse me, that's number 15. That's going to be Jimenez coming back and get it. And then the ball out of bounds by Holmes. So 5:37 and counting before this one is final. ICC trying to find a way to hold on to win this one. And as I said, if they do, an opportunity to finish tied for that North Division championship this year. We'll end up in a three-way tie, and the Indians will finish third, we believe, in the tiebreaker. As that one's kicked out of bounds, 5 minutes to play. So anytime the Indians substitute inside 5 minutes left, the clock will have to stop. That's just one of the rules. Their Indians did make a substitution there. 4:46 to play in the contest. Now the clock will begin to roll. Holmes to toss this one in. Send it inside, and Presley comes up and makes the play. So 4.5 to play in this one. ICC leading 3-1 over the Bulldogs of Holmes. Ball taken away by Balachete. He's going to leave it out wide. This is Resendez. Opportunity to work one-on-one here for Resendez. Goes in and scores the goal. One of the top scorers in the state. He's tough to defend on a one-on-one opportunity, and that gives the Indians a little bit more breathing room. With 4:12 left to play, Resendez sticks it home, goes top shelf. So 4-1 now is your score. The Indians in control here. Marcus Wood had it, got tripped up that time, lost it out of bounds. And there you see a little bit of frustration coming in on the Bulldogs that time, just reaching out and grabbing. Little frustrations there, just reaching out, kind of grabbing the ICC player, trying to get the ball after it was taken away from him. It's going to go out of bounds. Now here comes the Indians again. Vogel weaving his way through traffic. Had it kicked away from him. And that's going to be a whistle on Vogel. So Vogel that time just could not quite get the clearance he needed to be able to fire a shot off that time. Ball is loose on the pitch, and Holmes controls, trying to go over the top. This is number 20, streaking out wide for the Bulldogs. Drops it back to Smith. Smith looking for the cross, broken up nicely that time by Pace, I should say. Pace gets it back now, sends it up the pitch. 2:41 and counting before this one's final. ICC leads it 4-1 here over the Bulldogs of Holmes. Across the middle, and the Indians dive in there, and they just a mad scramble for the ball. And you had a couple of players kind of getting back after each other, but wisely decided not to let that situation escalate. Now here comes Resendez. Resendez kind of getting the business there, and you got to, okay, you're going to have to step in here if you're a referee, because this thing is really, really starting to get chippy. You're starting to see some of the Holmes players come in, and when they don't have the opportunity to get the ball, just putting his shoulder into the ICC players. And rightfully so. I mean, you're getting frustrated in this situation. Not rightfully so on doing that, but when you're frustrated sometimes at the age of 19, 20, 21, those frustrations get the best of you. And you don't want to see any of the Indian players retaliate, but that's usually what happens in those situations once things kind of get chippy. So the Bulldogs with it now in the open field, an opportunity here for the Bulldogs. That's offside. And the Holmes players and coaches arguing that call. There's no doubt that was offsides. The side referee coming over here, telling the coach no more. And we got a stoppage of clock with 1:04 to play. And the referee on the side, who got his feelings hurt by the Holmes coach, is now going to come over and probably give the Holmes coach a card. And once again, you got to leave your ego at the door if you're a referee. I can say that. I did it for 8 years. And yeah, at the same time, if you're a coach, you don't need to bark at the referee in that situation. But right now, don't give any type of card or anything here on the coach, as the referee now is coming down to talk to him, and they do give him a yellow card. And now you got the side referee down here jawing back at the coach once again. And that's the thing now. I have no problem if the referee doesn't engage with the coach. But if the coach says something, the referee engages back, that just opens the door to not issue a yellow card, because you're engaging in the conversation, almost the antagonist trying to just egg the coach on. If you say, no more, coach, I'm done, that's okay. But that referee engaged in the conversation, much like the referee did in the first half, coming out and just carrying on the conversation. You don't put yourself in that situation to offer the coach a yellow card after you insert yourself in that conversation with the ref. Now the Indians trying to go on the attack here. Sanchez clears it out. 35 seconds left to play. Indians lead 4-1. Bulldogs marching it down the field. And that's going to be a little pushing foul there called on the Indians. 16 seconds to play before this one is final. And the Indians will win this one to earn a share of the MACJC North Division Championship. 3 seconds. And that's what we was worried about right there, is what we were talking about. And that's on the referees. And you got to get this kid off the field right now. As you see some of these players getting after each other. And this is on the refs now. The refs are going to get in the middle of all this. And now you're seeing Coach Sullivan barking at his guys, telling them to come over here to the sideline. That's on the officials, ladies and gentlemen. The officials let this game get chippy. They let things get intense, and they did not clean things up throughout the second half. And Holmes and Sully and the Holmes coach both agreeing, send their guys to the sideline I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. That was a match that the referees lost control of, and luckily nothing escalated from that. If it did, it was on the guys in yellow this afternoon, as they just did not control that game in the second half at all and did not conduct themselves professionally as referees should have, in my opinion. But that's just one man's opinion. ICC wins it 4-1 here in the nightcap to earn a split with the Bulldogs. The Lady Indians fell 4-0 in the first game of the afternoon. So that's going to do it here for today's broadcast. Remind you to join us on Friday as ICC will play host to Southwest Tennessee in the women's match and Andrew College in the men's match as wrap up the regular season there for sophomore day. Of course, both teams have punched their tickets to the MACJC playoff. The Indians win a share of the MACJC North Division Championship and will end up that one. I think the Indians will finish third due to tiebreakers. Of course, we'll have to see how everything, we'll know for sure tomorrow morning, if not later tonight, on that one. Now the team's coming together at the end of the match to let cooler heads prevail, and they will show a good sign of sportsmanship there at the end of the day. So, Indians win it 4-1. Lady Indians fall 4-0. For Raphael Henry, Lee Adams, I'm Adam Gore. We'll see you next time here on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
From the moment they were young, you cheered them on. You defended them and you encouraged them. Why? Because as a child's parent, you are their greatest influence. You always wanted them to be better, accomplish more, and make a difference. We want that too. At Itawamba Community College, we give them the opportunity to live a life above the bar.